Hey everybody, welcome back to the kitchen. I have been gone, it seems like forever. December was a blur. It went past me like a tornado. At least the first half did. But that's wonderful because that just meant that I kept busy, had things to do, and I took care of business. Now, today is December 31st. It is the official last day of 2021. And I know there's a lot of y'all who are ready to kiss the last of 2021 goodbye. Well, I'm not one of them. 2021 was good to me. I had a great time. I had a great year. I made lots of new friends in 2021. I changed my career path. I got lots of new followers on Facebook and on Instagram, as well as on my YouTube channel. And I launched my own website, jamieteachmetocook.com, and it's very successful. And so I have a whole lot to be thankful for in 2021. So I did have some bad times. I lost some friends, which was sad, but I suppose it's just the nature of life. Take the good with the bad, right? Well, let's focus on the good. We're going to focus on sending 2021 out with a bang. Now, in this case, it's not a firework. It's a chicken. I'm going to show you how to roast this chicken. There's a million videos out there on how to roast a chicken. I get it. But you must find me entertaining. Hence, you found yourself here in my kitchen. So, I won't disappoint. I'll try to entertain you a little bit. I just think it's important to know how to do basic necessities like cooking a chicken. Some people don't know how. They have no idea what it takes to get this thing out of the bag. I say you can cut it out of the bag, but to actually cook it properly so that it is good to eat. Some people have no clue. Well, I'm going to alleviate a little bit of the question for some of you at least. Now, I know there's probably more of you fine folks who know very well how to cook a chicken, so you don't really need to be here. But if you just like to hear me talk, well, then you're welcome to stay. Otherwise, so long. But I hope you do stay, just because I love having you here and I love hearing from you. So be sure to drop me a line at some point. I love to hear from you. All right, let's address this chicken. Now, I'm not going to be doing the traditional roasted chicken. I'm going to be doing a different method. I'm going to show you how I always roast a chicken because, number one, it's fast. Number two, it works. And number three, it gets me in and out of the kitchen and I can do other things. So let's just say that this is Jamie's preferred way of cooking a chicken. Is it the best way to cook a chicken? Well, I don't know. It's the best way for me. You'll have to decide yourself. Some people don't like to touch dead things. My friend Sarah, she doesn't like to cook chicken or meat, any kind of pork chop, whatever, because she's like, I don't like to touch the dead flesh. Well, you could always wear gloves, Sarah, or I'll just cook for you. How's that? This is a 6-pound whole chicken. I bought it at the store yesterday, and it is ready to go. If you don't need a 6-pound chicken, well, then you buy a chicken that's the right size for you and your family. But I happen to have a guest tonight staying, and I also have a friend who's under the weather. So this is going to be a dual-purpose chicken. I'm going to cook him for dinner tonight, and then I'm going to roast his bones. And I'm going to make stock from his bones and the skin and everything that's left over so that I can make a nice pot of chicken soup. Always be thinking ahead, y'all. Be thinking how you can utilize two things at once. This chicken is not just going to be for dinner. He's going to serve another purpose. And so that's wonderful. So, as I told you earlier, as I go about opening this bird, what I'm going to be doing to him is called spatchcocking him. Spatchcocking is a weird name. I get it. I didn't come up with it. It's just this method that allows this chicken to cook a bunch faster. Now, I don't know if it cooks twice as fast. I don't know if it cooks differently than, well, yeah, it does cook differently than if you were just to roast him whole. It's just a very fast method. What we're going to do is we're going to take his backbone out. and we're going to smush him down flat so that there's a lot more surface area for the heat to penetrate and he'll get done quicker. A lot of people make the mistake when they're cooking a chicken. They cook it too darn long, and that's why he turns out tough and he doesn't have any juice left, because the heat has attacked that bird and it has totally dehydrated and soaked all the moisture out. Well, that's why you don't have a lovely chicken if you cook him too long. It's because he's all gross and he's dry and who wants to eat that? So spatchcocking, in my opinion, ensures that the bird is going to be cooked hot and fast. And that's the best method for me. So if you want to wear gloves when you're getting your chicken out of the bag, go ahead. I personally am not scared of a little chicken juice because I have a sink and I have some soap so I can wash my hands. But if it's weird to you, wear some gloves or do it over the sink so you can drain all the juice. Whatever works, y'all. Seriously, whatever works. So that brain surgery, it's chicken. So I'm cutting him open here. Getting his little bag open. Now a lot of people also will tell you chicken juice is nasty and you can get diseases and blah, blah, blah. It's as nasty as you make it, okay, y'all? Chickens are grown, and, well, the environment's kind of funky. I've been in a chicken house before, but they're treated at the facility pretty, you know, well, in a manner to make it as clean as possible. So, he's got lots of juice. So I'm just going to set that to the side and let him drain a little bit. Oh, he's got some pin feathers. That's okay. You can pick the feathers off if you want to. You don't have to. So I'm going to set him to the side here. And there's no need to rinse my hands off. Put that in the sink because I'm not done touching him. So, you know, I did put down some paper towels just in case I made a hot mess, which I always do, y'all. I can't help it. It's just in my nature. Ask Brad. I'm a hot mess. It's part of my charm, I guess. Anyway, my oven is preheated to 425 degrees. No, I'm not going to cook this chicken at 425 degrees for the entire time. I'm going to put him in at 425, and it's going to ensure that his skin seizes up and gets crunchy outside. And it's going to hold the moisture in so that when I turn the temperature down, he's going to cook evenly, and that skin's going to stay nice and crunchy. It's not going to get rubbery or soggy. Who wants that in chicken? I personally like to eat chicken skin, and I like it when it's crunchy. It's my favorite. So anyway, here we go with Mr. Chicken. If you've never dealt with a dead bird before, bless its heart. He's dead. Better than being alive if we're going to cut his backbone out, I'd say. So this is the front side, and this is his back side. And you can see here his spinal column. We're going to cut that out. And the best thing, in my opinion, to use is a pair of kitchen shears. Now, kitchen shears are more hardy than just a pair of scissors because you need a little more grip and a little more power because these chicken bones are kind of hard, especially if you get a bigger bird. The bones are tough. You can also do this method with a turkey. I'm just saying, it's fabulous. It works wonderfully. And you won't be cooking that turkey for 15 hours. You're only cooking for a few hours and he'll be done and he'll be perfect. So, see his little nub here? It's his little butt. You can hold on to his little nub if you want to. And we're going to insert the shears on either side of the spinal column here. And we're just going to cut all the way to the end. Now, it is not easy. And if you don't have the arm strength or the hand strength, then you might have to get somebody to help you. Luckily, I got big old hands. And so generally I can make short work of it. But it's totally understandable if you can't manage. See, you're cutting through the ribs, you're cutting through the back. It's tough, it's hard to do. So we're going to take our shears and we're going to go on the other side of his little nub. We're going to cut. I'm going to press down hard to get through all those bones. And he's sliding away from me, but he can't get too far. And you might have to change your attack and go with the front here because it's hard. Anybody that says this ain't work don't know what they're talking about. But it is worth the effort because this chicken's going to be done a lot quicker than if I just threw him in his normal big fat round state. So I'll put the backbone right there. Now I have cut the backbone completely out, and you can see basically I split his rib cage down the back and his little legs are hanging. This is perfect. This is what we're going to see. So now what we're going to do, and it sounds a little macabre to say we're going to cut his spinal column out, then we're going to smash him flat. But that's what you do. That's what we're doing, y'all. So he's laying down flat as I can get him. Here's his breastbone. It runs here at the kind of the top section where his neck is. There's a little V section here. What you want to do is place the palm of your hand on this V section, and you want to push down until you hear it snap. Boom. And it snapped. That simply means that I kind of broke his breastbone. But that's what you're supposed to do. That's called spatchcocking. Spatchcocking is an 18th century Irish term that means to make flat for grilling, for roasting, for broiling, for whatever. Well, that's what Wikipedia said. Now, it could be an English term that means something totally different. But I did my research, and I'm going to stick with the Irish term because, well, my people are Irish, some of them. And I like to think that I'm a little Irish in my heart, so we're going with the Irish word spatchcock to make it flat. If you don't feel like he's flat enough, give him another whop, and he should be good to go. Now, for the most part, this chicken is ready for roasting. He's nice and flat, and he looks good. So I'm going to move my pan right here and grab my roasting pan. Since I am doing a dual-purpose chicken recipe, and I'm going to be making stock, I lined my roasting pan with some vegetables. You can see there's chopped up onion, there's some little carrots, I got some parsley stems, and there's celery. And I just hodgepodged it all up. Cut it up no particular size because these are going to hold the chicken up and they're going to roast and get soft so that when I get the carcass of this chicken tonight after we've had dinner, I'll just throw all this in the soup pot and then I'll cook it down and it's going to make excellent stock. So there you go. So I'm going to grab this bird, I'm shaking him off a little bit, and I'm putting him right here in the pan, right on top of the veg. Because, well, he's going to roast beautifully there. I'm going to take this little wad of paper towels and I'm going to kind of blot him dry. Because while this chicken does have a lot of fat under the skin, it can't necessarily leach through the skin to ensure that the outside's going to get brown. It's going to leach out and it's going to go down into the vegetables. Well, I want this chicken to be nice and golden brown like he's got a good suntan, so we're going to have to help him. So you can put any type of oil on him that you want to. I like butter. Shocker! Not. Anyway, I'm going to put butter on him that I have melted down earlier, and I put some chopped up parsley in it, and I added some of my favorite go-to Greek seasoning. I shouldn't be touching that, so I'm not going to pick it up. But that's my Cavender's all-purpose seasoning. It's got a blend of several different types of herbs in it, as well as salt and black pepper. I love it. It works on everything. No, it doesn't necessarily make it Mediterranean. It just makes it delicious. So that's what my chicken's going to be flavored with, is Cavender's. All right. He's pretty much dry. He's as dry as he's going to get anyway. So here is, back of my hand. Here's my butter mixture that I have mixed up with my parsley. And there's no delicate way to go at it. I mean, you could use a brush if you want to, but, you know, whatever. This is me. This is my show. I'm just going to go at it like this because I can get in his nooks and crannies this way and make sure that he's evenly covered. And by all means, if you're still grossed out, Sarah, you can use some gloves. It doesn't matter. but just get him good and coated. It's like we're putting his suntan lotion on. I know, I amuse myself. Lucky me. Alright, so he's just about completely coated. Now, I did put Cavender's in the butter, so there is seasoning in here. I'm actually going to flip him over, put a little more on the bottom side. If you feel like you need more seasoning, especially on the interior here, then by all means, have at it, sprinkle away. I'm going to hold off on putting any more on this bird because I don't want him to be over seasoned so that the actual drippings become too salty, because I want to use the drippings to make a broth. So this chicken is going to be lightly seasoned but covered in butter. Isn't everything better in butter? Anyway, all right. So Mr. Chicken is laying here and he's got his little suntan lotion on. And I'm going to put him into a hot oven. Like I said earlier, this oven is preheated to 425 degrees. I'm going to bake him at 425 for about 30 minutes. At that point, the skin, you will notice, will have darkened noticeably, and he'll kind of have drawn up a little bit because a little bit of the moisture has dried out. So that means that his protein structures are changing inside and he's getting more compact, and that's exactly what we want to see. So he's going in for 30 minutes, and then I'm going to turn my oven down to 375, and I'm going to cook him for another, we'll say 45 minutes for a bird this size. This is a 6-pound chicken, like I told you earlier. Generally speaking, you want to cook a chicken 20 minutes per pound. But in my experience, a chicken's done when it's done. Because all chickens are different sizes, and if you cook at a different temperature, well, you can't ensure that he's going to be done in 20 minutes or 40 minutes for that matter for a 2-pound bird. He's going to be done when he's done, y'all, when his juices run clear. If you were to take a knife and go in at the thigh joint here in this area, if you were to make a little cut, open him up and see the bone, if it's running clear and you don't see any blood, well, then that means more than likely that your chicken is done. You want to come to an interior temperature of 180 degrees. That is considered safe for chicken. The breast really doesn't need to be 180 degrees to be considered done, but when you're cooking a whole chicken, the thigh is always going to be the one that takes the longest amount of time, and you do want that thigh and leg meat to be 180 before you feed it to your family. That's just safety, precautions, what have you. Anyway, okay, so this bird is going in the oven after I wash my hands, and I will keep track of how long he's baking for, and we shall be back. Okay, y'all, this bird has been in the oven for an hour and 35 minutes. Let's see what's happening. I'll tell you, it smells pretty dang good. Shut up! Look at this bird. It's delightful. It's crunchy on the outside. Look. Brad's going to have a fit when he sees this. It smells delightful, y'all. Let me get my trusty thermometer here. If you don't have one of these little digital thermometers, do yourself a favor and get you one, because it's lovely. It works beautifully. All right, I'm going in first here at the thigh. Try to get into that joint. And let's see where we're at. We're looking for 180, so. Oh, look. Oh, yeah, we're done. This one's going up to 193. Holy cow. All right, well, then just for grins, let's go into the thickest part of the breast here. I'll just poke it in, see what's happening. Okay, completely done, too. That breast is at 187, 88.7. So this bird, it's a done deal. Now, I don't want to mess him up because, you know, presentation's part of the joy of eating him. So I'm not going to cut him up and let you see that he's running clear inside. But I do know that the juice inside this bird is clear. There's not a drop of blood left because the temperature is well above what blood could handle. So I'm satisfied this chicken is done. I think you're gonna like this method. It is far superior, in my opinion, than just sticking him in the oven whole rather than cut his backbone out. It takes a heck of a lot longer. This chicken cooked in 1 hour and 35 minutes, like I said, but if I had left him whole, he would have took well over 2 hours to cook. So save yourself some time, invest in a good pair of kitchen shears, and do the spatchcock method. And remember, you gotta flatten him out, make him pop. And that's pretty much all there is to it. It works for chicken, it works for turkey, it works for darn near any kind of bird you can think of. So give it a whirl. And with that being said, it's about time to get dinner on the table. I've got black-eyed peas, and we've got collard greens, and I've got a big cake of cornbread in the oven. We're having our New Year's meal a little early, but we'll probably have leftovers to have them for tomorrow. Here's wishing you and your family a fabulous 2022. I hope it brings you only good things. And from my kitchen to yours, mwah, Happy New Year!